Well, it's the big day, Jessica.
Yes.
We've talked about this a week or two back on the radio, and now here we are in St Laurence Church in Long Eaton. How does it feel tonight?
I think there's a great atmosphere tonight. I think people, despite the weather, are feeling really motivated, and there's sort of community spirit building up already. I think the hot tea and donuts are probably going to help with that as well.
I had a job getting past them just now, I have to say. It will help, won't it?
It
Yes.
will.
Now, we've just heard that this is the 4th time you've done this. Dare I ask why you keep coming back?
Well, I think it's a great cause, and I think the initial conversation I had with Kevin, we were thinking about a way to raise awareness for homelessness, and I said, well, let's do a sleep out. I just don't think that you can you can start something like that and then not stay committed to it whilst you can. And I enjoy it. I think that it's as I say, it's one night for all of us, and we all know that obviously people who are less fortunate have to stay out every night. But I think with one night, I think you get a great deal of awareness.
And I have to smile because when we had our interview originally, I asked the question, what happens if it rains, not knowing that it was going to rain quite heavily tonight.
Yes. Yeah, that's a very good point. We've been lucky with the weather every other year so far, so it was going to rain sooner or later, I suppose. I suppose we'll hope it's clear. But again, I suppose it makes the point that people who are homeless, they can't obviously pick and choose.
No, absolutely not.
And I suppose it makes the experience more authentic. And this is partly why we didn't go for August, or because that is cheating, I think.
Although it would rain in August if it wanted to, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it would. You've been involved with the Canaan Trust for the sleepovers, but I think you've been involved with them between, haven't you?
That's right, yeah. So my original involvement was just going to have a visit and a look round, and then it was going to see them again when they'd had some new premises. But what they're able to do for me is make sure that I could spend some time with people who had been at the Canaan Trust and really benefited from their services and get to chat to them. One young guy, I'll never forget, he was there. He's now gone on and done his studies, he's now got into employment, he was there with his partner and new baby. His life's been transformed. And that's, I think, why the formula at the Canaan Trust is particularly successful.
Yes.
It's not just about providing a roof over somebody's head and then helping them, just sort of wish them well for the future. They make sure that person has the skills.
And they work with men, don't they?
That's correct.
That's
they do.
a deliberate choice.
I think, I'm not sure. I think that's the history of the organisation. But they have very strong links with all groups across Erewash, which obviously help young women as well.
Right.
And they work in tandem very much to help all young people.
And what do you say to people who say, well, there isn't any homelessness in Erewash, there might be in the middle of Birmingham or London, but there's none round here?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and it's a really important point to make. There has always been and will always be, for time immemorial, people are homeless all over this country. It's not just about, as you say, London or Birmingham. I know from my community office, we have people, sadly, who, for whatever reason, it's always a number of reasons, find themselves with no fixed abode and they need help. So I do say to people, don't think that it's somebody else's problem or it's another part of the country. It's happening on your doorstep and wherever you live in England.
And I believe that there are more people here this time than before.
Yes, looking at the numbers, I think we've definitely got more people, and we've certainly sleeping out for the night, and we've also got a greater number of community groups and organisations represented, which is fantastic.
I suppose one of the big concerns is young people. I know it's across the whole spectrum of class and age and so on, but there do seem to be rather more younger people now than before. Is that a problem you're seeing?
I don't know if there's more than before, but I certainly think for young people in particular, life can be very challenging. It can be very exciting as well, but if you don't, for whatever reason, have that support network or opportunities, you're perhaps more likely to fall into difficulties. But that is where there are a number of groups, certainly across Erewash and elsewhere, who can help.
And finally, and perhaps more importantly at the moment, any advice for us getting through the night?
Definitely stick with the hot tea and donuts.
Yes.
I would say make sure that you can keep some of your clothing dry, so when you do get into your sleeping bag, you can get through the night.
Should I have brought a sleeping bag?
Well, a sleeping bag or just a rug or something.
I'm only joking. Yes, I have got one. Yes.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yes. And do people sleep in your experience?
Yeah, do you know, I wasn't sure the first year whether we'd actually get any sleep, but actually people do. It's quite calm and it's quite a calming effect actually across the group. About 2 o'clock, people wake up about sort of 5, though, 5 or 6, but yeah, people do go to sleep. And if you've never slept outside before, I say to everyone you should do it. It's very liberating to wake up, not least by Long Eaton Memorial.
But indeed. Thank you very much, and thank you for all your involvement as well over the last 4 years.
My pleasure.
Is it going to be 5?
We'll have to give it you're asking a politician to make a comment.
I am, yes.
Well, I'll do my best.
A yes or no is what I'm asking.
You'll never get that out of a politician. As ever, I will stay committed to the Canaan Trust and I will do my best.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.